The weekend that wouldn't move. By Geeks Trucking, Friday noon in California, the sun was bright, the air was dry, and Mark sat in the cab of his Peterbilt, staring at his phone like it held the key to his freedom. He had a heavy haul strapped down on the deck behind him, a wide piece of equipment bound for a job site near Sacramento. The deadline was clear, delivery by Monday morning. But there was one problem. He couldn't roll an inch without the oversized permit. Mark had submitted everything days earlier, double-checking his routes, axle weights, and measurements. He knew California's permit office worked on its own rhythm, sometimes quick, sometimes glacial. Today, it was the latter. Every refresh of his email inbox only deepened the pit in his stomach. At 12:15, he called the permit office again. The phone rang. And rang. Finally, a tired voice answered. "Oversized permits, please hold." Then silence. 5 minutes later, the line went dead. Mark cursed under his breath. He tried again. Same story. The clock ticked toward 1. The office closed at 5. After that, it wouldn't open until Monday morning. And permits, unlike truck drivers, didn't work weekends. By 2 o'clock, his gut told him the truth. Nothing was coming today. He leaned back in his seat, rubbed his temples, and thought about the load. It wasn't just freight, it was money. Sitting still meant no miles, no pay. The brokers didn't care. The customer only wanted the equipment where it needed to be on time. But the law was clear. Without the permit, he'd be facing massive fines and possibly losing his license if he tried to sneak it. So he sat and waited. Friday night came with the hum of other trucks moving along the interstate. He could hear them through his open window. Taillights fading into the dark. Mark stayed parked, listening, stuck in his own stillness. Saturday morning arrived with nothing to do but drink coffee and pace the truck stop. He watched college football on TV in the driver's lounge. But his mind wasn't on the game. It was on that permit office, locked tight, papers unmoving on some clerk's desk. Sunday was worse. The clock seemed to mock him. Families laughed in the diner. Kids ran around the parking lot. Mark sat alone with his frustration. He kept thinking about the Monday deadline, how the customer would expect that machine bright and early, how he'd end up explaining the bureaucratic bottleneck that wasn't his fault, but would still fall on his shoulders. Finally, Monday dawned. At 8 sharp, the office phones lit up. Mark's permit slid into his inbox an hour later. Nothing but a simple PDF. Just like that, 3 days of his life unlocked. He shook his head, climbed into the cab, and fired up the engine. The load was waiting. The road was waiting. But those lost hours, they were gone forever. If you like this kind of story, please like, follow, comment, and share.